Welcome back to the thrilling saga of Dong 2. The movie theater scene takes a turn toward the intensely personal. Bui Tu Tran's hot breath on her neck and his commanding voice instantly transport her back to their past. He holds her hand tight, but Dong 2, regaining her composure, turns the tables. She teases his hand with her fingers, provoking him and successfully stealing a victory in their game of control. After the film, Dong 2 discovers that Noi Tannen and Bui Tu Tran are already discussing a potential collaboration on a sci-fi film project, with Bui Tu Tran showing keen interest in the entertainment industry. When Dong 2 goes to the parking garage, she finds Bui Tu Tran waiting. He fabricates a story about his driver and car to get her to drive him to his hotel. Their car ride becomes a new battleground. Bui Tu Tran mentions their shared past, exposing her lie about being a mere student. More shockingly, he reveals that he has already contacted lawyers to arrange her divorce from Ko Diem Sin. When she feigns ignorance, he teases her about their impending separation, making it clear that her current marriage is coming to an end. Returning home, Dong 2 is exhausted and wants nothing more than to sleep. But her mother-in-law, Ko Fu Nan, calls repeatedly. When Dong 2 ignores her, Ko Fu Nan sends a text message filled with threats, promising to destroy Dong 2's late grandfather's paintings if she fails to secure a vice president position for her. The stress of this new threat, combined with her earlier exhaustion, causes Dong 2 to collapse with a high fever. The next morning, Noi Tannen calls and, hearing her weak voice, tells her he's sending a doctor. Shortly after, the doorbell rings. Weakly, Dong 2 crawls to the door and opens it, expecting the doctor. Instead, she falls into the strong, waiting arms of Bui Tu Tran. Dong 2's world spinning. She's burning with a high fever, and when she opens her door, she falls directly into Bui Tu Tran's arms. He carries her to her bedroom, taking on a new, gentler role. He puts a cold compress on her forehead and tenderly wipes away her sweat, a flashback revealing he's done this for her before, 7 years ago. He is fiercely possessive, his inner thoughts confirming he sees her as his own personal treasure. While Dong 2 sleeps, Bui Tu Tran's eyes fall on her phone. He sees a series of missed calls from her mother-in-law, Ko Fu Nan, followed by a shocking text message. The message is a threat: if Dong 2 fails to secure a vice president position for her at a charity, she will destroy the paintings of Dong 2's late grandfather. Bui Tu Tran's eyes go dark. Enraged, he steps out of the room and makes a chilling phone call to a subordinate. His orders are simple and deadly: lure the prey into the net. I want this resolved quickly. When Dong 2 finally wakes up, she's shocked to find Bui Tu Tran in her home, wearing her clothes, and acting completely at ease. He has even made her congee. Their conversation is a mix of playful banter and seething tension. He questions why she's so worried about her husband, and she tries to maintain her composure, reminding him of her marital status. Bui Tu Tran, however, has no intention of letting her go. The peace is shattered by the sound of the doorbell. Dong 2's face pales as she realizes who it is. "It's my mother-in-law," she whispers. In a panic, she tells Bui Tu Tran to hide in the bedroom. But he refuses, a smirk on his face. The chapter ends with Bui Tu Tran standing his ground and Ko Fu Nan waiting outside the door. Dong 2 in a panic as she deals with an unexpected visit from her mother-in-law, Ko Fu Nan, and sister-in-law, Ko Fuang Fai. She manages to keep Bui Tu Tran hidden in her room, using her quick wits and acting skills to explain away the long wait at the door and an incriminating pair of men's shoes. She claims she was too sick to get up quickly and that the shoes belonged to her brother. Her perfect performance successfully convinces her skeptical in-laws. Acting as if she's a caring mother, Ko Fu Nan makes a series of sweet promises to secure Dong 2's cooperation. She vows to protect Dong 2's position as young Madame Ko and praises her virtues. However, Dong 2 sees right through the act. She knows Ko Fu Nan's kindness is just a ploy to get her to secure the vice president position at a charity, an achievement that would boost her social status. As part of this scheme, Ko Fu Nan asks Dong 2 to invite her foster mother, President Lo, to a baby shower, a clear move to gain influence. Dong 2 agrees to the request, but not without her own hidden agenda. She uses this opportunity to turn the tables on her mother-in-law. Knowing how important this event is to Ko-Fu Nan, Dong-tu subtly manipulates the conversation to pressure her into returning the paintings of her late grandfather, the very paintings Ko-Fu Nan has been holding hostage. Dong-tu's plan sets a ticking clock, ensuring Ko-Fu Nan will have to return the paintings within 2 days to avoid losing face in front of her high society peers. After everyone leaves, Dong-tu lets Bui-tu Tran out of the room. He is consumed with jealousy, questioning her about her other men, and demanding thanks for his help. Despite her playful teasing that he only ranks in the top 3 of men who have helped her, he is clearly affected. The chapter ends with Bui-tu Tran's frustration and unwavering obsession, highlighting the intense and volatile dynamic between them. A tense dialogue between Dong-tu and Bui-tu Tran. Bui-tu Tran demands a reward for taking care of her, but Dong-tu just wants to go to sleep. She tries to stall and tease him, but he doesn't back down. Bui-tu Tran threatens to sleep with her, which scares Dong-tu and forces her to compromise. Dong-tu suggests watching a movie to avoid the awkward situation. Bui-tu Tran chooses her debut film, Vu Sun, a heavy artistic film. He not only wants to watch the movie but also wants to delve into her past. He asks her about her motive for impersonating a study abroad student in Argentina, a story he has discovered is untrue. While watching the film, Bui-tu Tran can't control his jealousy. He finds Dong-tu to be an exceptional actress, which makes him question if she still deceives others regularly. He constantly teases her, which annoys Dong-tu. Even though she tries to change the subject, Bui-tu Tran persists with his suspicions. A tense battle of wits between Dong-tu and Bui-tu Tran. Dong-tu tries to appease his ego by explaining her debut film, Vu Sun. She reveals that her trip to Argentina was not just for dancing but to delve deeper into her character's psychology. However, as they watch the film, Bui-tu Tran becomes incredibly jealous of the intimate scenes, believing they represent her real, first kiss. Dong-tu, unfazed, cleverly deflects his anger by teasing him about his own bad kissing technique, saying it was so clumsy it felt more like he was biting her. In a moment of vulnerability and possessiveness, Bui-tu Tran reveals a secret. He knows about a red birthmark on her waist that he believes is a sign of destiny. He confidently declares that it proves she belongs to him. Dong-tu also explains the poetic meaning of the film's title, referencing an ancient poem that suggests nothing else compares to the beauty of the Vu Sun clouds. She subtly hints that their love is just as profound and unique, which seems to please him. Dong-tu eventually falls into a deep sleep, exhausted from the day's events. However, when she wakes up the next morning, she feels a heavy weight on her chest. To her shock, she opens her eyes and discovers Bui-tu Tran lying naked beside her, a strong arm draped over her chest, a bold and possessive claim to her. What happened during the night? How will Dong-tu react to this shocking revelation? All answers await you in the next chapter.